merry meet. I am Lady Belladonna, the Belladonna Laveau, the Archpriestess and Matriarch of the ATC. Thank you for joining me today to hear about the state of the Aquarian Tabernacle Church. Please join me in a short invocation to invite our patron God and Goddess as we do this work in their honor. Our Lady of the Crossroads, Hecate, she of the many faces, we ask you to hear us. Pan, God of the wild places, Lord of the wood, we call your attention to our words. To all the gods that would hear us pray, carry these words to the children of the Lord and Lady. Let them hear the purity of my words, the clarity of my heart, and the message that you have asked me to share. Let my words meet the ears who are meant to hear. So mote it be. Let us take a moment to thank our founder, Pete Pathfinder Davis, who started this church in 1979, and all the elders, witches, and community members that helped build the ATC over the last 40 years. Thank you to the spirits of this land, to the ancestors and guides who light the way. Here we are at the beginning of a new decade. There is so much promise to the newness of 2020. There's also quite a bit of concern and fear as we watch the changing world around us. With Imbolg right around the corner, it is a great time to talk about where we have been as a church, what we have accomplished in the last decade, and where we're headed into the future. I am proud to say that I've been a part of the Archpriesthood for a decade. I was appointed a High Maiden in 2010 and held opening circle for Spring Mysteries for the first time that year. I have watched pagan values change over the last decade, from the beautiful Mother Church in Bigfoot country, from the Wenatchee Forest in the breathtaking Cascade Mountain Range. Here, where foraging for mushrooms and fiddleheads is the modus operandi, I consider what's important to us now. A decade ago, we were worried about how to educate the massive number of people coming to Wicca. Now, we're the fastest growing religion in the United States, with more of us than there are Presbyterians. We are more concerned about getting pagans to vote and be involved in politics. And we used to be worried about being fired at our jobs, but now you're more likely to find a fellow pagan in the workplace. A decade ago, we needed Witchvox to find fellow pagans, festivals, and events, but now we only need to look on Facebook for many opportunities to fellowship with like-minded, spiritually centered communities. At the same time, our world seemed much safer a decade ago. Politics was less volatile. We may not have liked our elected officials, but we were not in impeachment proceedings. Drinking straws were not an enemy of nature. We were not worried that the food supply was going to one day run out. Things have changed quite a bit. The ATC has changed over the decade as well. We have seen the loss of our founder, Pete Pathfinder Davis, and that was a very difficult transition. We lost our previous Archpriestess and a large part of our membership during Pete's passing. We changed leadership in Spiral Scouts, appointing Belladonna Laveau to president of the organization. We elevated me from High Maiden to Archpriestess and Matriarch. We appointed Dusty Dion as the second Archpriest ever in the ATC. We've changed High Maidens, bringing Stacia Smith into the Archpriesthood. We've added Terry Riley to the Archpriesthood as High Summoner. And we're installing Mary Malinsky as the new Archpriestess of Canada at Spring Mysteries Festival 35. She follows in the footsteps of the amazing Michelle Fabergé, who has retired to travel and visit warmer climates. We've had many triumphs this decade. We've had steady growth of 200 new members each year, but in 2019, we had 1,000 new members join the church. We've had steady growth in festival registrations with a record high in early bird registrations this year, selling out half the beds by January 17th. There has been steady growth in Wiccan Cauldron and Panegyria as well, and we have had outstanding growth in Spiral Scouts, Wicca Press, and Pagan Information Network. Holding steady is wiccanseminary.edu with about 75 seminary students at any given time. One of the new things we have seen this decade is the emergence of pagan charities and also grants gifted to pagan institutions. We have received grants from PayPal, GuideStar, Good360, and many other charities. We have also affiliated Pagans in Need, Pagan Earth Alliance, and Save the Seeds Foundation. This past decade, we have enjoyed visits from Selena Fox, Don Lewis, Oberon Zell, Janet Farah and Gavin Bone, Wendy Rule, S.J. Tucker, Terry Riley, Gypsy Ravish, Orion Foxwood, the Nathaniel Johnstone Band, Witches and Pagans magazine, and many other elders and craft dignitaries. We have endeavored to build bridges of family and friendship with neighboring pagan houses and are happy to be seeing other houses excited to work with us as well. As many victories as we have had, we still have many challenges. It is imperative that we encourage pagans to invest in their churches so that we can help people in need and help the world around us. This decade, we were able to get a Home Depot grant, which helped make upgrades at the mother church, but also provided building supplies to needy families. We were able to secure a Bed Bath & Beyond grant and provided bedding and home supplies. We supplied clothing, pet food, and were able to provide firewood to Standing Rock at the Sioux Nation's historic stand against the oil pipeline. Because of your donations, when Demeter asked to be taken to her people around the U.S. to share her message, we were able to fund the World Love Tour. This allowed Demeter to take her message from Spring Mysteries to those who could not travel to her. The World Love Tour was invited to present at the Parliament of World Religions to help address the environmental crisis. We provided Demeter with a garden and a starter greenhouse that unfortunately was destroyed in last winter's snow. In fact, your contributions have not only supported an international online ministry in secondlife.com at Sacred Cauldron, it has helped us travel to affiliates and festivals around the U.S. and Canada a few times to bring awareness of the ATC to the community and to serve our brothers and sisters outside of Cascadia. I encourage and challenge every pagan to find some amount of cash that can be given to their preferred pagan charity each paycheck. Any amount will be an avalanche of funds that they were not receiving before. And with every pagan given even a penny, we would be able to make a huge impact on the world. If you can find it in you to give $5 a paycheck, 20, 50, or heaven bless us, 10%, it would allow pagan churches the ability to create social programs that would make this world a kinder and gentler place. Another challenge is the church just getting older. Hecate Shrine needs repair. The electricity needs updating. The entire church needs to be moved to a sustainable energy system. We have a builder living at the church that has fixed many of the issues and will continue to do so, but we will need funds for building as we move through these projects. At the turn of the decade, with finding ourselves the fastest growing religion in America, we find ourselves responsible for tackling the world's problems as well. More than ever before, the Lord and Lady need us to step up and demonstrate our values. The Archpriesthood and Blackboard Council has put together a high council of elders to address the global issues that threaten our world. It's going to take all of us to fix the problems our world faces. We will be looking to you for help. Coming up soon, you're going to be seeing a lot more video, Facebook Lives, and video classrooms at the school. I'm debuting as the new hostess for the radio show Up Close and Personal, Interviews That Matter on thecauldron.net that starts this Friday, January 24th. Dusty and I are teaching my newly released book, Accelerated Wicca, at Mystic Sanctuary in University Place, Washington, starting the first Thursday in February. Dusty and I are touring this year and are currently scheduled for Pagan University Festival. We're going to want to stop by several affiliates. You know how we do. We stop by the affiliates on the way. So if you want us to come to your place, hit us up. We are easy to find on Facebook, or you can look us up on our website, atcwicca.org. You're going to notice a big push across all the pagan houses to get pagans to register to vote and to be an educated voter. We encourage you to run for office, participate in your local communities, and be a part of the solution. Pagans need to get out there and make friends with your neighbors. We can impact every community in the United States with our love and presence. So please, feel the love and get out there and participate. The Great Mother has asked us to rebuild her holy city of Eleusis and replant her sacred gardens. She has inspired us to create her charity, Save the Seeds Foundation, and she wants us to save the food supply. She wants us to grow our own food and take back our freedom, prosperity, and health by focusing on reconnecting with the land. She wants us to provide a year-round home for her. We're working on it by putting Save the Seeds Foundation funds aside in a land trust. There are more pagans than ever, and our church is growing in membership. There are so many of us. We can make a much bigger difference working together than ever before. I invite you to get involved. We'll post links in the comments below, and God has blessed the Aquarian Tabernacle Church. Thank you, lords and ladies who have listened. Bless our words and our works, that all might come to pass in a way that brings love, harmony, and enlightenment to our world. Bless us as we struggle with this human existence, and help us that we might find a way to live in harmony with the world around us. So motivating. Thank you for listening tonight, and I hope you have a very magical year. Goodbye.